Huge muscles, strength, coordination, good posture and great reaction. In fact, it is only a small list of the pros you can get from kettlebell exercises. Yes, kettlebell is such an old-school tool which gains new popularity and becomes trendy. A lot of people include exercises with kettlebells in their trainings. What does it give? What are the benefits and effects of kettlebells? We'll look into it in detail in this video. So watch this video to the end, it will be very interesting and useful. Let's go! A kettlebell is a sport equipment that is a molten sphere with a handle. The location of the handle gives special advantages over the dumbbell, because we can take the dumbbell only in one hand and the kettlebell evenly in two. The special location of the center of gravity also gives the kettlebell a noticeable advantage in some movements. And in fact, there are a lot of exercises with kettlebells. Even the fantasy of one person isn't enough to imagine them all. And you can develop absolutely any muscle groups with kettlebell. These are deltoid, triceps, biceps and back muscles, such as lats and traps. Legs can also be pumped with help of kettlebells, and even you can pump the abs with kettlebells. So the first change that you will feel and notice is your power indicators, of course. Force consists of several components. It's not only the degree of hypertrophy of our muscles, but also the forces in our ligaments and tendons. And the force is also in technique, coordination and ability to control our muscles, that is neuromuscular control. If we perform a standard up and down movement in a regular gym machine along a standard amplitude of movement with a small inclusion of postural muscles, then we of course increase our power. But this is completely not the level of progress that we can achieve if we train with free weights, and especially kettlebell. With kettlebell, you can perform a large number of jerking movements, which will lead you to the power results. Also, with kettlebells, we can improve our endurance. You can practice in different ways with kettlebell. You can train to failure with a small number of repetitions. These trainings will rather lead to a set of muscle mass and strength. But if we take a small weight and do it for a long time, then it works perfectly for endurance. So there are many training programs for 30 minutes, which can be done both every day and every other day. With such a scheme, your power endurance will progress by quickly steps. Another very good plus of kettlebell is the ability to control your body. Both reaction and coordination develop perfectly. Of course, there are very extreme examples when people simply show circus performances with kettlebells. They juggle them, throw them to some unthinkable heights, and so on. But immediately such things, of course, shouldn't be done. A gradual systematic approach is needed in everything. The next interesting feature is an increase in our speed, a rapid reduction in muscle. And it's necessary in some sports, for example in boxing, martial arts, tennis and so on. The next point is our joints and ligaments. There are certain nuances here. Of course, the kettlebell sports with the correct observance of the technique, with proper recovery, will benefit our joints and ligaments. It will straighten our elbows, wrists, shoulder joints, straighten the spine, tendons, and generally will affect our musculoskeletal system. But there is one thing – it works on the condition of the ideal technique and attentive attitude to your body. If we don't observe the technique, or if we are injured and continue to train the injured area, that is, we don't listen to our feelings, then you can make a lot of blunders and do yourself much more harm than good. Since the movements are sharp, jerky, coupled with high weight, high-speed muscular power training can potentially be traumatic, and this thing must be remembered. Of course, all of the people who begin to engage in muscular power sports and go to the gym must know technique. But a person who begins to engage in kettlebell sports should pay even more attention to the technique. In addition to technique, you need to choose the optimal weight, not to chase the maximum weight record, because it's also fraud. You must work out and train all of the technically complex exercises, and only after that you can go to larger weights. And of course, for beginners with underdeveloped muscles and the lack of theoretical training, injuries in kettlebell sports are quite common, so caution is needed. And of course, if you already have any diseases of musculoskeletal system, such as arthrosis or joint pain, then you need to be even more careful and preferably consult with a specialist before starting to train with kettlebell. And what are the exercises with kettlebells? Which of them are the best? One of the most basic and interesting is squats with the kettlebell. We hold the kettlebell with two hands, the legs are placed on some kind of elevation, for example on the steppers, and squats are performed. Another exercise is the kettlebell swing. We put our legs a little wider than our shoulders and raise the kettlebell with two hands in front of us. There is also a classic kettlebell press, a very good muscle power exercise. It is performed about the same as the standing dumbbell press, but already with one hand. We can also pull the kettlebell to the chin, take the kettlebell with two hands and lift it to the chin by pulling the elbows to the sides. There is also a huge number of muscle power, weightlifting exercises. It is not strongly recommended to start this without theoretical training and good study of technique. And before doing exercises with kettlebells, you certainly need a good warm-up. It's really important. It is needed before any muscle power training, and in kettlebell sports even more, so a special enhanced warm-up. We do at least a 10-minute cardio session to warm up our entire body as a whole, after which we make a mandatory joint warm-up. That is rotation in the shoulders, in the elbows, in the wrists. This should also take from 5 to 10 minutes, and after that, we begin to work with an obviously light weight, which we can perform for a large number of repetitions in order to warm up, and only then we move to the working weights. Without warming up the muscles, you shouldn't lift the kettlebells in any case, but some people have such a desire. And in general, the kettlebell is an interesting tool that can help us very well in building of healthy and strong body. By the way, friends, write in the comments, have you ever worked with kettlebells? Have you ever brought it up or never had to? Tell me please, it will be interesting. I also recommend you to watch other videos on my channel. If you like this video, push the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you soon!